In late April 2025, the fragile peace that had settled over Kashmir was shattered in an instant. The picturesque town of Pahalgam, known for its breathtaking scenery and tranquil atmosphere, became the site of a horrific tragedy that would send shockwaves across the region and the world. Militants launched a brutal attack, killing 26 people, many of them Hindu tourists who had come seeking peace and beauty in the valley. The sudden violence left families devastated, communities in mourning, and the entire nation in a state of disbelief and anger. The attack immediately reignited long-standing tensions between India and Pakistan. Indian officials wasted no time in pointing fingers, accusing Pakistan of harboring and supporting the militants responsible. The Resistance Front, a group believed to have links with Pakistan, was specifically named as the perpetrator. Pakistan, as expected, categorically denied any involvement. Yet, the Indian government's resolve only hardened in the face of these denials. The diplomatic back and forth grew increasingly tense, with both sides trading accusations and warnings, and the world watching with growing concern. Under mounting domestic and international pressure to respond, India made a momentous decision. On May 7th, it launched Operation Sindoor, a series of precision airstrikes targeting what it claimed were terrorist infrastructure sites deep inside Pakistani territory, including key locations in Punjab province. Among the targets was the supposed headquarters of Lashkar-e-Taiba in Muridka, a group long accused by India of orchestrating attacks on its soil. Another strike hit Jaish-e-Mohammed's base in Bahawalpur, marking a dramatic escalation that extended far beyond the usual flashpoints along the line of control in Kashmir. This bold move signaled a significant shift in India's military strategy. For the first time in years, India demonstrated its willingness to project power deep into Pakistani territory, far from the contested border areas. By choosing such high-profile targets, India sent an unmistakable message. It would no longer tolerate cross-border terrorism and was prepared to take the fight to the heart of its adversary's territory, regardless of the risks. These unprecedented actions pushed the two nuclear-armed neighbors dangerously close to the brink of a much wider and potentially catastrophic conflict. Around the globe, governments and citizens alike watched anxiously as the crisis unfolded, fearing that any miscalculation could trigger a devastating war in South Asia. With both militaries on high alert and diplomatic channels strained to the breaking point, the stage was set for a rapid and dangerous escalation that threatened to spiral out of control. What happened next would not only redefine the military and geopolitical landscape of South Asia, but also leave a lasting impact on the world's approach to regional conflicts and nuclear brinkmanship. Operation Sindoor set off 4 days of relentless and high-stakes military exchanges between India and Pakistan, spanning from May 7th to May 10th, 2025. The world watched anxiously as the two nuclear-armed neighbors engaged in their most intense confrontation in years, with the line of control transforming into a flashpoint of modern warfare. For the first time, both sides unleashed a formidable array of drones, precision-guided missiles, and advanced fighter jets. This marked the debut of several next-generation weapon systems in direct combat, signaling a dramatic shift in the region's military balance and raising the stakes for both nations. India claimed its coordinated airstrikes neutralized key terrorist infrastructure, reporting the elimination of over 100 militants. At least 11 Pakistani airbases and military installations were targeted, with satellite imagery later revealing significant damage to several high-value sites. In response, Pakistan retaliated with a barrage of missile attacks and coordinated drone swarms, striking Indian forward airbases and deploying its Fatah series ballistic missiles for the first time in combat. The rapid escalation left both militaries on high alert. Each side issued statements claiming decisive victories, but the chaos and confusion of the battlefield made independent verification nearly impossible. Journalists struggled to report from the front lines, as information warfare became a crucial part of the conflict. The intensity of the conflict forced urgent diplomatic intervention. The United States, along with other global powers, rushed to broker a ceasefire, convening emergency meetings at the United Nations. After tense negotiations, a fragile truce was declared on May 10th. Both India and Pakistan declared success, but the brief war served as a stark reminder of the ever-present risk of rapid escalation between two nuclear-armed states. The world was reminded just how quickly a regional conflict could spiral out of control. The extensive use of drones, standoff weapons, and real-time surveillance marked a new era in South Asian warfare, showcasing the growing role of technology in shaping the future of conflict in the region. As the world breathed a collective sigh of relief, and daily life slowly resumed, the underlying tensions between India and Pakistan remained unresolved, leaving the region on edge and the possibility of future conflict ever present. A defining feature of the conflict was Pakistan's use of Chinese-made military hardware. Pakistan's J-10C fighter jets, armed with PL-15 long-range missiles and HQ-9 air defenses, saw their first major combat test. Islamabad claimed these systems shot down several Indian aircraft, including advanced Rafales, though India disputed these losses. Debris from Chinese missiles found in India confirmed their use, even as some failed to detonate. Both sides relied on beyond visual range missile engagements, highlighting the growing importance of advanced air combat technology. The performance of Chinese systems became a global talking point, shaping perceptions of China's defense industry. The reported success of Chinese weapons in Pakistani hands sent shockwaves through global defense markets. For years, Chinese arms had been seen as affordable but unproven, often overshadowed by Western and Russian competitors. But this conflict changed perceptions almost overnight, as footage of Chinese-made jets and missile systems in action spread rapidly online and across news outlets. Shares in Avik Chengdu Aircraft, maker of the J-10, soared by 40% in the week after the conflict. Investors rushed to buy into China's defense sector, betting that global demand for Chinese arms would surge. The stock market buzz reflected a new confidence in the country's military technology and its potential to disrupt the established order in global arms sales. Chinese media hailed the event as a DeepSeek moment, a breakthrough that put Chinese arms on the world stage. State broadcasters ran special reports, and headlines celebrated the newfound respect for Chinese engineering. The phrase quickly became a symbol of national pride and technological progress. Retired PLA officers called the J-10C's performance a powerful advertisement for China's military technology. They argued that the aircraft's success in real combat would attract new buyers and force rivals to take Chinese innovation seriously. Defense experts noted that this was a rare opportunity for China to showcase its capabilities on a global stage. Perception quickly outpaced reality, with China's defense sector gaining prestige regardless of the full facts. The narrative of victory and technological prowess became a powerful marketing tool, helping Chinese firms secure new contracts and partnerships, even as analysts debated the true extent of their battlefield success. The conflict's narrative boosted China's appeal to countries seeking affordable, combat-proven alternatives to Western arms. Delegations from Africa, the Middle East, and Southeast Asia began to show renewed interest in Chinese equipment, eager to modernize their forces without the high price tags or political strings attached to Western suppliers. As the world's fourth-largest arms exporter, China stood poised to expand its market share. With new deals on the horizon and a growing reputation for reliability, Chinese defense companies prepared to challenge the dominance of established players in the global arms trade. The 2025 conflict could be a turning point for China's global arms ambitions, marking the beginning of a new era where Chinese technology is not just present, but competitive and respected on the world stage. Western analysts urged caution, warning against overestimating Chinese weaponry based on a single conflict. Professor Walter Ladwig noted that India's Air Force may have operated under constraints, and the true effectiveness of the J-10C versus Rafale remains unproven. China's official silence on the details suggests a more complex reality, and past issues with Chinese exports fuel skepticism. The real test of Chinese arms will be their performance over time, not just in one high-profile clash. The conflict spotlighted the deep military partnership between China and Pakistan. Chinese-supplied systems gave Pakistan new confidence, surprising Indian planners and reinforcing China's strategic interests in South Asia. The China-Pakistan Economic Corridor, worth over $50 billion, ties their security and economic futures together. The perceived success of Chinese arms is being closely watched by global defense buyers. If China's systems are seen as effective against advanced adversaries, its share of the global arms market could grow rapidly. This shift challenges Western dominance and alters regional military balances. For India, it means facing not just Pakistan's modernization, but also China's technological backing. the world is watching as new alliances and rivalries reshape the global defense landscape. For India, the conflict was a wake-up call. Calls to accelerate indigenous defense production and reduce reliance on imports have grown urgent. India is likely to fast-track procurement of advanced systems and invest in next-generation warfare capabilities. The need for better narrative control and information warfare has also become clear, as Pakistan and China shaped global perceptions. India's long-term strategy will focus on hardware, doctrine, and alliances to counter a two-front threat. The 2025 conflict has pushed India toward a more resilient, technologically advanced defense posture. The lessons learned will shape India's security for years to come. Sorting fact from fiction in the 2025 conflict is challenging. What's confirmed? A major escalation followed the Pahalgam attack, with both sides using advanced drones, missiles, and aircraft. India struck deep into Pakistan. Pakistan retaliated in kind. The use of Chinese PL-15 missiles is verified, but claims of aircraft losses and civilian casualties remain hotly contested. Both sides waged an information war, making independent verification difficult. The true impact on military assets and civilian lives is still unclear. Market reactions like the surge in Avik Chengdu's stock are real, but claims of combat superiority need more evidence. Understanding these distinctions is crucial for assessing the conflict's real consequences. The brief conflict has lasting implications for India, Pakistan, and China. India faces renewed urgency to modernize and prepare for a two-front challenge. Pakistan's confidence in Chinese arms will deepen its reliance on Beijing, but also its strategic risks. For China, the conflict boosts its defense industry and regional influence, positioning it as a major global arms supplier. The world must recognize the dangers of escalation in South Asia, where nuclear-armed rivals and shifting alliances create a volatile mix. The performance of Chinese weapons and the China-Pakistan axis will shape global arms trade and security dynamics. Vigilance and dialogue are essential to prevent future crises from spiraling out of control.